And Sarah's right. We're relying more on the private data because of the shutdown, officially reaching 1 week today, and some mixed signals from the president over the last 24 hours about a possible pathway to resolution. Our Emily Wilkins has the latest in D.C. Morning, Emily.
Good morning, Carl. Well, yeah, there might be a crack in the shutdown stalemate. We're going to have to see. But Trump saying last night he is open to working with Democrats on some sort of solution on health care. Of course, then he went on Truth Social shortly after and said that he would only be open to that after the Democrats vote with Republicans to reopen the government. And, you know, I was on Capitol Hill last night talking with some Republican senators. They really mirrored that they do want to have these conversations. They want to work with Democrats, but they can't do anything until the government is reopened. You've heard Senator Mark Wayne Mullen talk to me a little bit about some triggers in the process to make sure discussions go forward. And you had Susan Collins, who was apparently walking around with a folder that actually contained a agreement that she's talking about with Republicans and Democrats with, something that would basically say to Democrats, hey, if you give us the votes to reopen the government, we promise to work with you on a solution here to those Affordable Care Act tax credits, which of course are expiring at the end of the year, although Americans are expected to see their premiums rise much sooner than that. We do have another vote that is set to happen today. Hasn't been scheduled yet timing-wise, but it would be the sixth vote to try to reopen the government, at least until November 21st. Last night, we didn't see any movement. We saw sort of the same folks voting for and against, but we do have Senator Angus King to watch today. Now, he's an independent. He caucuses with the Democrats, though, and he's been one of the three to cross the lines and vote with Republicans on opening the government. But King told reporters last night that unless he sees some more movement on these discussions around the Affordable Care Act tax credits, he actually might change his vote from a yes to a no. Remember, Republicans need to get 8 Senate Democrats here to be able to open the government, where they currently have 3. Now they might have 2. So we're keeping a very close eye today to see if there's an off-ramp in either terms of these Affordable Care Act negotiations, or if pressure is going to continue to build on the Democrats as the shutdown goes on. Guys?
Figure out where the pressure is going to come from that might break this stalemate. And it's not coming from the markets, which continue to hit record highs every day. Some people are looking at October 15th, Emily, as a day where military members will not get paid, as a potential catalyst, or I guess later on than that, when the Obamacare health exchanges start to open up and people might have trouble getting access to insurance.
Yes, Sarah, there might not be much that's bipartisan on Capitol Hills nowadays, but supporting the military most certainly is. And yes, that October 15th, the military members not getting their pay is certainly going to be a tension point. We know also around that time is when some federal workers will either not get their first paycheck or only get a partial paycheck. That's going to be another pain point. And yes, on November 1st, when the Affordable Care Act marketplace opens up and folks begin to enroll and see that their insurance premiums have increased, there are some estimates it's going to go up 75%, some estimates it's going to double. That's going to be another pain point. And so remember, there are discussions here on trying to move forward with extending these tax credits, but that is going to take some time. That's not something that can happen overnight. And so what Republicans seem to be asking Democrats for now is allow the government to reopen, give us the time we need to have these discussions, and we promise you that we will get to something. Of course, remember, even if they do reopen the government, that's only going to be until November 21st. So there is another potential deadline here at which Democrats can use the shutdown as potential leverage for getting a deal done.
Emily, appreciate that. Emily Wilkins in D.C. on